Okay, so let's just settle into our meditation posture. You may hear some white noise in the background. Our air's at around 145 right now. So I have a little filter going on in here in the room. So just settle in as we prepare for our day. Just check your sitting position. Make sure you're nicely aligned and just lengthening. Imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And then bring your awareness to the crown and relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth. Relax the jaw, back of the tongue, and the temples. Then the back of the head, and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And bring the mind to the breath, noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And then be aware of any sounds in your environment. Just allow those sounds to be there. And try not to have your mind follow them out the room or out of the meditation. Just very gently bring your mind back. And then notice the thoughts that are arising. Check those. Are they different to yesterday's thoughts at this time? So here we can get an understanding or an appreciation of the impermanent nature of the mind. So just because you're feeling sort of angry or depressed one day doesn't mean to say that it's going to be the same tomorrow. And we can, believe it or not, control what goes on in there. So don't punish yourself if having thoughts in your mind that you criticize. Just try not to criticize, try not to judge, try not to follow a story. Just notice if the stories are made up. Notice if they're based on fact. And then check all the people of your life. Bring them in front of you. Your loved ones, those ones who you don't like so much and your strangers. Imagine they're all able to change place at any time. these relationships. And then just notice the mind around those different people. Well, strangers, we don't really care. Our loved ones, we definitely see all their positive qualities. We can see how they could have potential for enlightenment, but we don't see the same necessarily with the ones we don't like. And then we can also see how, of course, we want our loved ones to be happy. Strangers, we don't really care, maybe. The ones we don't like, if they've harmed us, we can't really see how we would care whether they were happy. But we might want them to suffer, even though the ones you don't like don't want to suffer. Neither do the ones you love, neither do the ones who are strangers. So we're all the same in our wish to be happy and our wish to be free from suffering. But we think differently about the different groups of people in our lives. Perhaps. So imagine we're doing this meditation for the benefit of all these people of our life and by extension, all of the sentient beings. And there may be a person in your mind you would like to motivate for or bring them in to our meditation. So imagine our Tara in front of you, this radiant green light body. She's very, very beautiful, youthful, sitting on a multicolored lotus. Her left foot is drawn in and her right foot is out, resting on its own little multicolored lotus. Her left foot drawn in indicates this complete and effortless control over her desire energy, and her right foot out indicates her willingness and her quick capacity to cut through obstacles, to get up and act for sentient beings, to get things done, to be successful, and of course, to make us all blissful. So imagine Tara is very useful again. I said that earlier. She's radiant, she's full of energy, full of bliss, and she wears colored silken garments and jewelry around her, on her head, her ears, her neck, her waist, her arms, her ankles, fingers, toes. You can also imagine this is Tara is the manifestation of the mind of your teacher, manifesting as green Tara for your benefit. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Tara, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So just imagine we'll do this one chakra at a time, as we have been, starting this way. So from the Tara's crown, she's sending powerful, blissful white light from the at her brow. And this enters your brow and completely fills you. And imagine that all the problems and sufferings and heaviness of the body are purified by this light, and all the harm you've ever done to any living being with this body and any infinite past bodies is also purified. It's eradicated completely, not one atom left. And after so we'll start with that. So first of all, the purification. Om tare tutare ture soham. 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 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 . 。 。 . Now imagine light coming, and this time imagining that your body has become a blissful light body, just like Tara's, indestructible, just as it will be when you attain the deity's body, Sambhavakaya. And imagine it's not possible to ever harm others with this body, only to benefit. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soham. 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 Now speech, and imagine Tara sends red light from the ah at her throat chakra to your throat. And this purifies all the problems of speech. So any inappropriate speech or useless speech, uncontrolled talk, angry speech, criticism, and this inability to express ourselves appropriately, and all the harm you've ever done to any living being with the speech of this life and infinite past lives is also totally purified, and it's eradicated by this blissful red light. Not one atom left. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soham. 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 Now imagine the light coming again. This time imagine you are totally full of all the blissful, perfect, compassionate wisdom, appropriate speech of Lama Tara, such that whatever sound you utter is necessarily beneficial to any living being who hears it. And just imagine all of this is your potential, so feel really full of this powerful speech energy. Om tare ture soha. 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 And now this time imagine Mama Tara sends powerful beams of blue light, blue like the sky, from the hum at her heart chakra. And this enters your heart, and imagine that all the unhappiness of mind, all your confusion, any anger or arrogance or jealousy or pride, resentment, hurt, anxiety, self-hate, all of this is totally purified, and all the delusions, including the root delusion, the ego grasping, which is the cause of all of our own suffering and why we harm others, is totally eradicated by this blue light, not one atom left. Om tare ture soham. 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 Now imagine the blue light coming again, and this time feel full of the blissful, omniscient, compassionate mind of Lama Tara, which is your potential. Om tare ture soham. Om tare ture soham. Om tare ture soham. Om tare tutare 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 ture soham. Now our body, speech, and mind. So this is just like an extra wash of light. So you imagine the three lights coming from Lamatara's three chakras and simultaneously just kind of like penetrates your three places. And this time feeling that even the subtlest stains of all delusion are completely eradicated. Not one atom left, and feel very blissful as we recite the mantra again. Om tare tutare ture soham. 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 But just for a moment, just stay in this blissful state, concentrating on being one with the energy of Mother Tara. Now imagine Lamatara's lotus dissolves up into her body. Now she comes to sit above the crown of your head. It faces the same way as you. Remember this light body, green light. And out of her wish to become one with your mind, remember this is also the mind of your teacher, she dissolves into green light and melts into you through your crown and merges with the body, your speech, and your mind. And just think, really try and feel, I am one with Lamatara's body, speech, and mind, and feel blissful. Now think that now I am Tara. I must lead them to enlightenment, all these sentient beings, all these people of my life. And imagine right in front are your enemies, the ones you don't like. And in the front to your left, all your friends. And to the right and everywhere else, all the rest of sentient beings, the strangers, above, below, left, right, behind, in front. And imagine they're all pervading space and they're all the same. They all want happiness. They don't want suffering, and they all possess Buddha nature. So this is something we could think next time we're driving down a freeway. So imagine from your heart now millions and millions of tiny green taras emanate out, and they enter the friends, the enemies, and the strangers equally. And they take away all their suffering and give them everything they need and transform them into their own Tara. So really imagine this, try and really want this as we recite the mantra. Om Tare Tu Tare Tore Soham. 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 So finally, all these transformed taras absorb into you, enhancing your own Tara nature. All right, everyone, let's just dedicate all the positive energy that we've created doing this meditation together to all those sentient beings of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. And thank you so very much for coming, everybody.